Over the years, fans have continuously argued over which Avenger is the strongest on the team. Now it's safe to say, while some Avengers do possess a great number of potential, some of them aren't just meant to even be on the team. That's why in today's video, I'll be ranking all Avenger from goated to lame, starting up with the legend himself, Tony Stark. Now I like to refer to him as the Jesus of the Marvel Universe, because not only is he the most loved character on the team, but his movie Iron Man 1 also carried the Marvel Universe on its shoulders at a time the company was going bankrupt. With all his high-tech suits of armor, Tony is seriously powerful. I mean, this is someone who went one-on-one with Thanos, and that was when Thanos had 4 Infinity Stones. Sure, it didn't exactly end great for Tony, but that's still insanely impressive. He's fought gods, genocidal robots, and always manages to come up with a solution to any problem, so he definitely goes to S tier. Hawkeye. Hawkeye is an elite spy and assassin, plus the world's best marksman. There's practically no shot he can't make. Now, personally, I think Hawkeye is lame compared to the beasts we have on this list. Apart from the fact that he hardly gets any screen time, he hardly does anything significant to help the team. He could have at least got an upgrade or something. Nevertheless, he goes to D tier. Black Widow. Black Widow is also one of the most skilled fighters on Earth. She's equipped with powerful gadgets like her Widow's Bite, which can not only stun Black Panther through his vibranium suit, but also sent Ant-Man flying. But even with all of this, I don't think she belongs to the team. Because let's be honest, what damage can a bullet do against interdimensional villains? She's not bad, but also not that good either, so I'll put her in C tier. The Hulk. At this point, it's no surprise that the Hulk has been nothing but a disappointment in the MCU. He started off insanely powerful, from going toe-to-toe with Thor, to punching Surtur, to snapping the Infinity Gauntlet. He's had some legendary moments, especially in the Incredible Hulk and the Avengers. But after losing to Thanos in Infinity War and turning into Professor Hulk, his fall-off needs to be studied. Still, it's the Hulk, the tank of the team. I do hope they remodify him into what he originally was and what the world knew him for. He's generally a good hero, so he goes to B tier. Captain America, the heart and leader of the Avengers. Cap is the perfect example of what peak human potential looks like. Even without Thor's hammer, Cap is incredibly strong, fast, and durable, with combat skills that rival anyone in the MCU. His nearly indestructible shield is both a weapon and a trademark, and he's easily one of the best fighters on the planet, and I don't think of anyone else who's worthy of wielding Thor's hammer than Cap himself. He's just goated and less controversial. Definitely he goes to S tier. Scarlet Witch. It took a while for Wanda to fully become the Scarlet Witch, but once she did, she cemented herself as a true powerhouse in the MCU. She's one of the most formidable magic users ever seen, even surpassing the Sorcerer Supreme. Doctor Strange admitted he had no way to defeat her. She could take on all the sorcerers of Earth at once, and is equally devastating against regular heroes. Wanda has even been suggested as a multiversal level threat, and she definitely lived up to that reputation. Wanda definitely goes to S tier. Ant-Man. Now, not only can Ant-Man shrink down to the size of an insect or even smaller, but he still retains his full mass, meaning his punches land with the same force as a bullet. That makes his attacks incredibly dangerous despite his tiny size. He can slip through enemy defenses, disable tech, and turn just about anything around him into a weapon using his PIM discs. But what truly makes him a powerhouse is his ability to transform into Giant Man. At over 60 feet tall, he's capable of ripping the wings off airplanes and tanking hits that would flatten most heroes. Sure, he's slower in this form, but it still took the combined power of Iron Man, Spider-Man, and War Machine to bring him down. That alone proves just how powerful and underrated Ant-Man really is. I'll put him in A tier. Spider-Man. Peter Parker's youth and inexperience hold him back. He's undeniably powerful, strong enough to take down Falcon and the Winter Soldier, land clean hits on Thanos, and even come close to pulling off the Infinity Gauntlet. His Iron Spider suit amplifies his abilities even more, giving him 4 mechanical limbs and increased durability. Plus, Peter's actually a sharp strategist. He came up with the plan to take down both Ant-Man and his buddy during Civil War. However, when facing more experienced fighters, Peter's lack of maturity and battle experience tends to show. Still, he's constantly improving. Give him a few more years and he might just outshine some of the legends. Spider-Man goes to B tier. The Falcon. Sam Wilson began as the Falcon and Steve Rogers' right-hand man, but when Steve grew older, he passed the mantle of Captain America and the iconic shield down to Sam. It took him some time to fully embrace the role, but now he's Captain America. And while he isn't a super soldier, he can fly at supersonic speeds, is a skilled fighter, and is steadily becoming more adept with the shield. The Falcon goes to B tier. Vision. Now, Vision is really one of the most underrated heroes in the MCU, but at his peak, he's incredibly powerful. His phasing ability lets him bypass enemies' lines, striking enemies from the inside out, and combine that with superhuman strength and durability. And you have someone who can rival Thor himself. On top of that, he literally has an Infinity Stone embedded in his forehead, making him a force to be reckoned with. It's actually a shame he got wiped out that way in Infinity War. Vision's a mid character, so I'll put him in B tier. Black Panther. Black Panther is essentially a super soldier like Captain America, but his powers come from magic rather than science. Even though both share enhanced strength and agility, Steve is physically superior. Cap is also the better fighter, since without the heart-shaped herb, T'Challa lost to Killmonger and was nearly beaten to death despite being trained as a warrior from birth. However, Wakanda's advanced technology gives T'Challa the edge. His suit is nearly impenetrable, absorbs kinetic energy, and can unleash it in powerful blasts. That incredible tech is what ultimately secures him a spot in B tier. War Machine. Honestly, he's always stuck somewhere in the middle of these rankings. When War Machine fights from the air and keeps his distance, he's an absolute force to be reckoned with. Sure, his close-range battle with Captain America in Civil War didn't go too well. War Machine's armor is stacked with heavy artillery, flight capability, and serious firepower, making him one of the MCU's most underrated badasses. He's held his own in countless major battles and proved time and again that he's more than just Iron Man's backup. But regardless, I'll put him in C tier. Thor. Thor, as the God of Thunder, has held the title of the strongest Avenger on the team for many years. Even though the MCU has expanded and a few heroes may have surpassed him since then, Thor remains one of the most powerful beings in the universe. He's the only hero who's actually displayed planetary level strength on screen and has gone toe-to-toe with some of the most cosmic villains out there. Now, I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who didn't like the fact that Captain America could at a certain point wield Thor's hammer, and also after the Infinity War, Thor wasn't just the same anymore. Anyways, he's still a goated character, so he goes to A tier. Last but not least, we have Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel, who operates in a league of her own. After her upgrades in the Marvels, her strength and speed reached astronomical levels. Literally, she's been shown moving hundreds of thousands of times faster than light, battling Thanos head on, and even reigniting a star through sheer power. There's really not much to say about her, except for the fact that for some reason, she's just extremely powerful, which most times makes her storyline in her solo movies feel kind of flat. She's goated overall, so she earns a spot in S tier. And finally, we've gotten to the end of today's video. Let me know your opinions on the comments, and I'll see you in the next.
Until we meet again!